and we'll begin. So option to have the camera on or off, depending on how you're feeling. And then when you're ready, just find a comfortable position. Roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Make any movements that feel good. And if you'd like to lean on a wall, sit on a pillow or block, then feel free to do so. And just see if you can soften the gaze or close the eyes. Notice that space between the shoulders and the ears. And just begin to draw your mind to the very tip of the tailbone. And notice that connection with the mat, with the earth. So feeling almost like you're leaning on a wall, the back and spine is nice and straight. You can draw this awareness all the way up towards the crown of the head. Feeling that openness through the front of the body, that strength at the back of the body. And then bring your mind to the breath, so breathing in and out through the nose. Just seeing if you can draw your mind to that whole inhalation and exhalation. Maybe noticing those pauses between the breath. And just seeing if you can release the jaw, the tongue, and clench any muscles in the face. And then with this space, this awareness, just decide what you'd like to invite into your practice this morning. Awareness, patience, kindness, flexibility, strength. Not holding ourselves too strongly against a goal or achievement, but just seeing what we'd like to draw upon in this next hour. And then your next breath, breathe in through the nose. I'm going to exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Just doing that one more time, breathing in deeply. And exhale to sigh. Good. From here, we can start to incorporate Ujjayi breath. That's that audible inhalation and exhalation through the nose. Fueling our practice. On your next breath, inhale, take the hands up towards the ceiling. Maybe touch the palms for a moment. And as you exhale, taking your right hand over towards the left knee, twisting open towards the back of the room. Option to keep the eyes closed. Or you can blink them open slightly. Just allowing that nice soft twist in the spine, gazing over that left shoulder. Pausing there. On your next breath, inhale, take the hands back up and over the head. And exhale, opposite side. Gazing over that right shoulder this time. Good, finding that space between the shoulder blades. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, hands back up and over. And as you exhale, take your left hand down to the ground, walking it away from the body, keeping both sitting bones down. Just see if you can draw the chest up towards the ceiling as you extend all the way through the right fingertips. See if you can find some space between that right shoulder and ear. Pausing there. On your next inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, opposite side. So walking those fingertips away from the body, keeping the sitting bones down. Find some space between the shoulder and the ear. Again, option to keep the eyes closed. Pausing there. On your next breath, inhale, softly come back to center. And then walking the fingertips away from both sides of the body. Really engaging all the way into tips of fingers. Start to take your head over towards your right hand side, stacking the ear over the shoulder. And just noticing how the neck feels all the way down into the top of the bicep, the deltoids. Pausing there. Inhale. As you exhale, allow your chin to tuck in towards the chest, making your way round to the other side. And then again, stacking the ear over the shoulder. Pausing there. Just allowing the weight of the head to soften this space. And then when you're ready, tuck the chin back in towards the chest and allow it to hang really heavy down towards the chest. And then take the fingertips at the back of the head, and we're just using the weight of the arms to encourage the chin to tuck slightly more. So we feel that nice long stretch from the very base of the skull, all the way down the top of the spine. Roll those shoulders back and down. Good. And then finally on your next breath, coming back to center. And from here, we're just going to place the hand onto the base of the throat at the top of the chest. Really pull down on the skin as you start to take the chin up towards the ceiling. So accentuating this movement of having the chin pointing up towards the ceiling, you should feel a nice release at the front of the throat, the neck. Pausing there. And then softly coming back to center. Good. So from here, we're going to extend your left leg out in front of you to start off with. And just draw the right foot into the inside of the left thigh. Having fingertips on each side of the left leg. Option to have a little micro bend in this left leg. Inhale, roll shoulders back, chest shining forwards. And as you exhale, start to walk the hands down towards the ankles, the shins, maybe the very base of the foot, the big toe. Just see where you can catch that feels comfortable. You can softly sway from side to side, make any movements that feel good. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back. See if you can rise slightly to take the chest forward. And as you exhale, you can arch the spine, thinking of this connection between the chest and the thigh. So elbows can come out nice and wide. Inhale, look forwards, roll those shoulders back. Exhale, softening down. Good, doing this one more time. Inhale, looking forwards. And exhale, softening down. Pausing here on this last soften. Just take a moment to see if you can draw your right shoulder down towards the ground. So we're trying to square the shoulders down towards the mat. And you might feel like it's a bit easier to lean over towards that left-hand side. So just pausing here. And we need to really warm up the hamstrings for Hanumanasana. That's our focus for the class. On your next breath, inhale, come back to center. See if you can windmill your right hand all the way up and over, fingertips towards the base of the mat. Inhale, press into the right hand, coming onto the right shin. Extend the hips up towards the ceiling. And having your left hand all the way up and over the body. Pausing there, inhale. And then exhale, dropping the bum back down towards the ground, keeping the legs where they are. Just going to draw this right knee in towards the chest and just have a little hug in, make any movements that feel nice. You can draw some circles one way with the knee and the other side. And then we're going to rock the baby here. So just hold on to the right foot with the left hand. See if you can draw it over towards your left shoulder. And then just make again some movements. So warming up this hip. If you're quite flexible here, you might be able to put the foot into the crook of the left elbow. So you can draw that leg closer in towards the chest. And again, imagining our leg as our baby. Softly rocking it from side to side. Maybe seeing any movements you can make that changes the stretch. Have one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Just allow that foot to cross over the left thigh. We're going to scoot forwards with the left hook of the elbow. And then exhale. Gaze over the right shoulder. Right fingertips towards the back of the mat. See if you can engage all the way into those left toes. That straight left leg. Flexing the foot there. Pausing there. Inhale. And then exhale, coming back to center. So we're going to do something a little fun here. We're going to reach forward with your right hand, and see if you can catch onto the outside of the left foot. If you can't, then don't worry, you can hold onto the calf or the ankle. So I'm reaching forwards with the right hand, seeing if I can catch the outside of that left foot. From here, I'm going to place the left hand behind me in line with the hips. And I'm going to rock onto that left-hand side, press into the right foot, and just see if I can lift the bum off the ground. This is baby grasshopper. So just having a little play there. If you can't reach that foot, then just have a bit of fun, seeing if you can lean into this left hand, which is in line with the hip, elbows into the rib cage, just seeing if you can lift the bum off the ground, and then place it back down again. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lifting, pressing to the right foot and the left hand, and then lowering back down. I'll be seeing how you got on with that later. So swapping sides, extend the right foot out in front of you, tucking that left foot in towards the thigh, hands on either side of the right leg. Inhale, roll shoulders back and forwards, and then exhale, forward fold. So again, taking some time to soften down here. If you need to bend that right knee, then that's absolutely fine, don't worry. It's still pretty early for warming up these hamstrings. So have some movement. And then when you're ready, inhale, look forwards, open through the chest. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to soften. Good. One more time. Inhale to rise. And exhale to soften. Good. Spending a little longer here this time. So this time, thinking of that left shoulder squaring down. So it can be quite easy just to tip over to that right hand side. See if you can draw that left shoulder down towards the inside of that left leg. Just seeing how that feels. Pausing there. With each exhalation, you might find that you're able to soften slightly more. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. On your next breath, we're going to inhale, windmill that left hand all the way up and over. Press into the hand to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Weight into that left shin, open through the chest, extending that right hand all the way up and over. Pausing there. Inhale. And then exhale, lowering the bum back down towards the ground. Good. From here, drawing that left knee in towards the chest. And then seeing if you can make some movements here. So holding onto the left foot with the right hand, coming to rock the baby. So just spending some time noticing how the left hip feels. And you can either stay here or draw that foot into the crook of the right elbow, scooping that leg in towards the chest. Pausing there, one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, come into half fold of the fly. So taking that left foot over the right thigh. Inhale, scoot forward with the right crook of the elbow, gazing over that left shoulder. Fingertips down towards the ground. Make sure that you've got minimal weight in this left hand, so we're not tempted to dump back into the body. Pausing there. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And next breath, inhale, come back to center. So trying this little arm balance on this side. So having your right hand down just in line with the hip, the elbow is going to be digging in towards the ribs just to give us that nice little prop there. From here, reach up nice and tall with the left hand. As you exhale, see where you can catch down on the outside of the right leg there. If it's not the outside of the right foot, then don't worry, you can just work about pressing into this right hand. If you've caught the outside of that right leg, then lean, really lean over towards that right hand side. Press into that left foot, press into the right hand. See if you can take the bum off the ground. You can option to hold there if you're feeling really good, or lower back down. Just trying that a couple of times. And I said, if you can't catch the foot, then just seeing you might even be able to hold onto the outside of the shin or the ankle. Really pressing into that right hand. Fun little arm balance to start with. Have one more try. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing. And don't worry how it went, just let it go. And then we're going to roll over the feet, come to your tabletop position. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Have a little wiggle from side to side. And then when you're ready, inhale, roll the shoulders back, chest nice and proud, tailbone high. Exhale, pressing down into the earth to scoop the belly up. Inhale, roll shoulders back, look forwards. Exhale, pressing down to scoop up. One more time. Inhale, roll shoulders back. And exhale, scooping that belly button in. Good. Inhale, come back to your tabletop position. So really feel this long extension from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. See if you can actively press into the earth so you feel like you're lifting out of the shoulders nice and strong. Good. Drawing that belly button in. From here, press into the right hand. We're going to extend your left hand forwards along with your right leg. So toes facing down. Keep drawing that belly button in. Keep pressing into that right hand. From here, we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to open the knee out towards the right-hand side. Also open the left arm towards the left-hand side. So we're making this cactus position with the arm and the leg. Inhale. Exhale, drawing back up. So straightening that arm, straightening that leg, toes facing down. Inhale here. Exhale, opening the hip, opening the shoulder. Inhale, back to center. One more time. Exhale, opening up in the knee, opening up in the shoulder. From here, we're going to extend the leg out towards the side. Hover if you want to, and then place that foot down. So coming into extended gate pose. From here, walk the hands up towards this left knee, and then take your right hand all the way up and over, left hand out towards the side. Extending with this right leg all the way up towards the tips of the right hand. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands over towards the right leg now. And then when you're ready, inhale, extend the left hand up and over. Good, pausing there, inhale. Exhale, walking the hands back over towards that left hand side. Left hand down, inhale, extend right hand up and over. Inhale. And final time, exhale, walking the hands over towards the right. Inhale, extend the left hand up and over the head. Inhale. And then exhale, walking the hands back out in front of you. See if you come back to that tabletop, option to hover that leg on your way back. Just noticing the hip. And when you're back in tabletop, have a little sway from side to side, roll the shoulders. Give the wrists a roll. Good. So from here, we're going to extend your right hand forward, left leg back. Again, take a moment to really press into that left hand, draw that belly button inwards. Good. Active all the way into tips of those left toes, the right fingertips. Inhale here. As you exhale, come to cactus arms and open the hip out towards the side. Open hip, open shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And final time, exhale. Good. From here, placing that left foot down, walking the hands up towards this right leg, and then take the right hand out towards the side. Inhale, extend left hand up and over, extended gate. Exhale, walking the hands over towards the left. Inhale, see if you can lift up with that right hand. One more time each side. Exhale, walking the hands over. Inhale, sliding that left hand up towards the ceiling. And final time, exhale. Walking hands over towards the left, lifting up, inhale. And exhale, hands back out in front of you. Again, option just to lift that left leg. Pausing there if it feels comfortable. You can even do a few pulses if you're feeling really strong in the hip. And then when you're ready, coming back to your tabletop, and again, just rolling those ankles and wrists. Scrunching the toes always feels quite nice. Good. From here, have those shoulders underneath the wrists. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, chest forward, tailbone high. Exhale, press into the earth, scooping that belly button upwards. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, roll shoulders back, tuck the toes. And as you exhale, come to our first downward dog, tailbone high. So pedal from side to side. You can take the heels to side to side, give the head a nice yes or no. Rise up and down on the feet. Just make some movements to warm the body up here. Good. Have a breath. Inhale. As you exhale, softly, slowly lower the knees down towards the ground. Option just to have a moment to hover the knees above the mat if you want to engage the core. And then place the knees down. Inhale, roll shoulders back, tailbone high. Exhale, press into the earth, scoop the belly button up. Inhale, roll shoulders back, look forwards, tuck the toes. And exhale, downward dog. Good, 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, find that space between the shoulders and the ears. Inhale. And final time, exhale, softly lower the knees down towards the ground. Coming straight back into cat-cow. Inhale, roll shoulders back. Exhale, pressing down to scoop up. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, tuck the toes. And exhale, downward dog. Wrap those shoulders back and down, making sure those 10 toes are facing forwards. We have that slight internal rotation of the thighs. Bend the knees if the hamstrings feel too tight at the moment. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Looking forward, slowly start to make your way up towards the top of the mat. Having the feet underneath the hips. Allow the body to really hang here. Just notice how the hamstrings feel. You can bend the knees, you can hold them to the elbows. Whatever feels good for you. Good. On your next breath, we're going to inhale, come to your flat back position. So fingertips to shins or higher, depending on how you're feeling in the hamstrings. Roll those shoulders back. Draw that belly button in. Feel the muscles in the back engage, drawing those shoulder blades together. And your weight will be slightly further forward here. So really noticing how this feels in the backs of the legs. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Nice and softly. You can bend the knees, sway the head, sway the shoulders. Good, so we're going to come back to our flat back position, but I just want you to imagine now that you're going to be squeezing a block in front of you instead of placing the fingertips to shins. So in your next breath, just imagine you've got a block out in front of you. You're going to lift up, roll those shoulders back, and imagine you can actively squeeze this block with the hands. So the hands are just less than shoulder distance apart. Actively squeezing that block. Just notice how that will activate those muscles in the back. Pausing there, inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Relaxing the spine. Good. Doing that one more time. Option for fingertips to shins or squeezing that imaginary block. Inhale, lifting up, rolling shoulders back. Nice long spine. Inhale. And exhale, bend the knees and slowly start to roll up in the spine. So tucking that tailbone in. Just noticing how the hamstrings feel. And then inhale, extend the hands up and above the head, grow nice and tall. And exhale to heart center. Good. So feel free to grab a drink or rearrange in any way. Otherwise, come to the top of your mat, draw your big toes to touch, heels if they will, and just roll those shoulders back and down. Take a moment to close the eyes or soften the gaze. Seeing if we can have some tiny micro bend in the knees so we're not locking out in the knees. We can feel that long line of energy all the way from the soles of the feet rising up towards the crown of the head. See if you can stand just a little bit taller here at the top of your mat. Coming back to your intention, your breath. Breathing in and out steadily through the nose. And when you're ready, inhale, grow tall, arms up and above the head, palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, stepping back into your plank pose. Option to lower the knees straight away. Inhale, press into the earth. Exhale, either lower the knees or full chaturanga, elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, flipping onto the front of those feet, shoulders back. And exhale, downward dog, tailbone up towards the ceiling. Finding that nice strong alignment, toes facing forwards, rolling those shoulders back and down. Drawing that belly button up towards the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Looking forward, step up, jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out wide as you open through the chest. Draw the palms back together, coming straight back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, stepping back into your plank. Warming up the body. Inhale. Option to lower the knees or exhale, elbows into ribs. Inhale, flipping over the feet, cobra, upward dog. Keeping those thighs lifted if you're in upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Looking forward, step up, jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, growing tall, open through chest, palms to touch. And exhale to heart center. Good. From here, draw those big toes back to touch. Roll those shoulders back. Standing tall, draw your mind back to your breath, your intention. And on your next breath, coming to chair pose, squeezing those knees together, engaging the thighs, arms in line with the shoulders. If this feels too much, just lowering the hands slightly. So whichever feels good for you. Imagine you have that block in between the hands so the back is nice and active. Tuck the tailbone slightly so we don't have a banana spine. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins. And exhale, bend the knees, hands down. So option, if you don't want to take a flow, you can come straight to downward dog. Otherwise, come into your plank. Option to lower the knees, lower down to the ground. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Good, having a breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Good, looking between the hands. We're going to inhale, step your right foot between the hands. Coming into warrior one, so making the stance slightly shorter. Back foot at 45 degrees. Inhale, arms in line with the shoulders. Stacking nice and tall, bending to this right knee, and feeling this left hip drawing forwards. So if we had lights in the hips, they'd both be facing up towards the top of the mat. Good, pausing there. Inhale. And then exhale, placing the hands on either side of this right foot, options take a flow, or step back into your downward dog. If you've come straight to downward dog, have a couple breaths. Make any movements that feel good, yes and no the head. And then when you're ready, looking back between the hands, stepping the left foot this time, coming to warrior one on the other side. Nice big step, make that stand slightly shorter. Inhale, hands up and in line with the shoulders, drawing now this right hip forwards. Open through the chest. Pausing there, inhale. And then exhale, this time hands to either side of this right foot. We're going to look forward, use the momentum to step back up towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, open through the chest. Draw the palms back together to touch. And exhale to heart center. Good. So we should be feeling a little warmer in the body now. So just standing tall in your Tadasana mountain pose. Lift those 10 toes, place them back down again. Grow nice and tall. All the way up towards the crown of the head. And then your next breath, inhale, hands up and above the head, draw the palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time, exhale, bend the knees, just shoot your right leg back and down. So a long, low lunge. Option to flatten the foot or keep the toes tucked, just depending on how it feels in the knee. From here, we're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back. Either have the hands to either side, or if you want a little bit more support, then just placing the hands into this left thigh. So I'm just going to pause here. See if we can really draw this right hip flexor down towards the ground. So feeling this nice openness through the front of the right leg. Pausing there. From here, we're going to take your right hand onto the back of the right hamstrings, and then inhale, extend the left hand up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, slide this right hand down the back of the right thigh, just so you can open up through the chest more. So reverse low lunge. Pausing there. If you feel quite comfortable here, you might want to think about taking your right hand down towards the right heel. So go into your maximum how you feel this morning. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly come back up to center. We're going to go straight into half split or half Hanumanasana. So hands on either side this left leg, and start to straighten the left leg. So drawing this left side of the hip back towards the mat. And just depending on how we are built in our skeletons, you might find that your bum is quite back towards the heel, or you might find that it's in line with the knee. And either option is fine. Just our different bodies. So whichever feels good for you, feel free to rearrange here. You can have a bend in this left leg if it feels a bit too intense. Roll the shoulders back, look forwards, inhale. And as you exhale, just see if you can allow the chest to fall over this left thigh. Think about drawing the crease of this left hip back towards the bottom of the mat. So we're trying to square the hips here. Have one more breath. Inhale, maybe slightly rise. And exhale to soften. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, walk those hands back forward into your low lunge, and then extend the hands up and in line with the shoulders. So do a couple more dynamic stretches here. We're going to inhale, grow nice and tall in your low lunge, and then exhale, hands to either side of this left foot, walking the hands back into your half split. Inhale, walking the hands forward, extending the hands in line with the shoulders. Exhale, half split, walking the hands back. Left side of the hip is drawing back. One more time. Inhale, walking forwards. Arms in line with the shoulders. And exhale, half split. Sinking all the way back. Good. This time, inhale, come back forwards in your low splits. Place a hand onto either side of your left leg and then stepping back into your plank pose. Taking a flow. Inhale. Exhale, softening down towards the ground. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Good. Pedaling from side to side. Making the movements that feel good. If you do need to make a little fold in the mat when we're on the knees, if you've got sensitive knees, then that can always help if you just roll the mat up slightly. That's quite a nice tip that I didn't know for a long time. Have one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Looking forward, step walk, jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, growing nice and tall, open through chest. And exhale to heart center. Good, coming straight to the other side. Inhale, sweep the hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bend the knees, shooting your left leg back and down this time into that long, low lunge. Again, option to have the hands into the thighs or to either side, just depending on how you feel here in this low lunge. Option to completely flatten that left foot or keep those toes tucked. Pausing there. Good, just having a moment to allow this left hip flexor just to soften down towards the mat. And then when you're ready, taking this left hand behind you onto the back of the left hamstrings. Inhale, extend the right hand up towards the ceiling. And exhale, walking this left hand down the back of the left hamstring, so opening up through the chest. And you can take that left hand back as far or as close as you want. Pausing there. Inhale. And then exhale, coming back to center. And then having your hands on either side of this right foot, coming to half split on this side. So as I say, if you do need to double up on the mat, just rolling it slightly, or a blanket can feel quite nice. Otherwise, rolling back, keeping this right leg straight or with a micro bend. Inhale, roll shoulders back, look forwards. And then exhale, softening the chest over the thigh. Drawing the right crease of the hip towards the back of the mat. Inhale, roll shoulders back, look forwards. And exhale to soften completely. One more time. Inhale to rise. And exhale to soften. Good, working a little more dynamically now. Inhale, walking back into your low lunge, arms in line with the shoulders. Exhale, hands on either side of that foot, walking the hands back. Inhale, scooping forwards. And exhale, half Hanumanasana. Right crease of the hip, drawing back. One more time. Inhale, walking forwards. And exhale, walking back. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, walk back forwards. From here, we're going to press into the hands on either side of this right foot. Tuck that left toes under, and then come back to your downward dog. So tailbone nice and high. Letting it go, pedaling from side to side. Yes, and knowing the head. Good. Pausing there. Inhale. And exhale. Good. On your next breath, we're slowly going to start to lower the knees down towards the ground. So almost in your tabletop position, knees in line with hips, wrists in line with shoulders. And then start to walk the hands forward, just opening up through the chest, melting heart. Allowing the heart to open up down towards the ground. If it's too intense, just make a pillow for the forehead with the forearms. Feeling that openness through the chest. Finding some comfort here in your melting heart. Good, have one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. On your next breath, slowly press into the hands, taking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Have a wiggle and make any movements. And then when you're ready, roll those shoulders back. Index fingers are facing forwards, tuck the toes. And exhale, downward dog. Good. From here, we're going to take your awareness into your right foot and extend it up towards the ceiling in three-legged dog. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees, draw the knee in towards the chest, take a nice big step into your high lunge. So right foot in between the hands. Inhale, hands up and in line with the shoulders. As you exhale, sink slightly deeper into this right leg. So we feel this openness through the left hip flexor. Inhale. As you exhale, take the hands behind the spine, link all those fingers together. Inhale, draw those hands down the back of that left thigh. Exhale, open through the chest. One more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing the hands to either side of this right foot. We're going to a variation of pyramid pose. So from here, keep that left foot where it is and see if you can start to walk the hands back slightly and straighten this right leg. So if you're really tight in the hamstrings, this won't feel too snazzy in the right hamstrings. So just work gently on straightening and bending that right knee, taking your time. Finding that mindful edge where you can pause, you feel it working, but it's not painful. So again, feeling that right crease of the hip, drawing towards the back, so we're always squaring the hips in these folds. Final option if it feels too much, is just to rise slightly, keep a micro bend in the knee, and just hold onto the shin. Again, finding that softness. Have one more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to walk the hands slightly in front of this right foot. So we're going to be coming to warrior three. So walk the hands forward, lift that left toe, the left toes off the ground. Toes are facing down. And when you have your stability here, you might spin the very tips of the fingers. See if you can come to a prayer mudra just in front of the heart. So draw those palms to touch. Good. See if you can roll those shoulders back. So again, you feel that activation in the back of the body. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold, coming to standing split. So forward fold over this right leg. See if you can open the hip and think about the left leg coming up towards the ceiling. If you're quite deep here in your forward fold, you might even be able to take the right hand on the back of that right leg, encouraging the chest down towards the thigh. Have one more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, see if you can float up to standing, so keeping this left leg lifted, drawing your awareness into balancing on that right hand side. Inhale, hands to heart. And exhale, placing that left foot down, let it go. Have a little wiggle from side to side. Whew. So drawing now your big toes to touch. Stand nice and tall in your Tadasana. Have a moment here just to check back in with the body. Feel that openness through the front of the body. Roll those shoulders back and down. Unclench the jaw, release the tongue. Find that space in between the eyebrows. Maybe have a smile, drawing some playfulness into our practice. And then your next breath, inhale, hands up towards the ceiling, palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins. And exhale, we're going to come straight into our high lunge on the other side. So just shoot your right leg back. And then inhale, have the hands open in line with the shoulders. So just drawing our awareness into the base of this right heel this time. Feeling this openness through that front of the right leg. 90 degrees on that left leg. Pausing there, inhale. As you exhale, take the hands behind you, linking those fingers together. Inhale here. And then exhale, allow the hands to draw down the back of that right thigh. Opening through the chest. One more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing back to center. Having the hands on either side of this left foot, so coming to pyramid pose on this side. Inhale. As you exhale, feel that left crease of the hip drawing back towards the back of the mat. Good. Pausing here. Again, options, don't feel like you have to completely extend in this left leg. You can keep a soft bend, you can come slightly higher. This is quite an intense forward fold. So finding your space here. Good, have one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good, from here, inhale, look forwards. So you can have the hands up and in line underneath the shoulders. Lift that right toes off the ground, toes facing down. And really find your stability here when you're balancing your leg, your left leg. Maybe a micro bend to help with this balance. And when you're ready, seeing if you can press into that left leg. And maybe come to prayer, so having the hands just in front of the heart, rolling those shoulders back. Don't worry if you have a little tumble. Just see if you can draw back into your balance. Inhale. And then exhale, come into standing split, walking those hands back towards that left foot. Option to bend that left knee if it feels more comfortable. Open up in the hips, so think of the right foot coming up towards the ceiling. Option to hold on to the back of the left leg, encouraging the chest towards the thigh. Inhale. As you exhale, look forward. See if you can draw back up to standing, balancing on this left-hand side. Right knee in towards the chest. Inhale. And then exhale, placing it back down. Well done. Whether it went well or terribly, don't worry. Just let it go. Come back to the top of your mat. I always like to see this as a bit of a reset button, no matter how it's gone. Draw the big toes back to touch. Roll the shoulders back. Come back to your intention, your breath. Find some stillness here in a mountain pose. And then in your next breath, inhale, hands up towards the ceiling, growing tall, maybe slight back bend, opening up through the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins. And then exhale, bend the knees, shoot the right leg back and down, so long, low lunge. Come into our peak pose here. So we're going to roll the shoulders back. Again, option to have the hands on either side of the body or into that left thigh. Whichever feels good for you, have a moment just to feel comfortable here. Maybe roll those shoulders back, feeling nice and proud in the chest. Good. On your next breath, we're going to extend the hands up and in line with the shoulders. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the left hand forward and the right hand back. So we're gazing over towards your right heel, which is at the back of the mat. And you have the option to stay here, or if you're quite deep in this low lunge and you're in the squidgy bit just above the kneecap on this right leg, then you might find that you're able just to lift that right foot off the ground. And if you are, you might be able to hold onto the foot, drawing it up towards the bum. Again, this is a strong stretch, so don't worry if you're not there yet, it doesn't matter. Have one more breath, inhale. And then exhale, taking it back down. Good. From here, we're going to have the hands on either side of this left foot. Come into your half split, so walking the hands back. Good. And from here, we're going to have the option to come to full split. So you can either keep the hands where they are on each side, and just think about sliding this left foot slightly further forward. Just having a bit of a play. If that feels okay, then you can also think about drawing this right knee slightly back. But just do this in little steps. Don't worry. If you get to a place and you think, oh, that's absolutely enough, you can stay there or come out of it at any point. I like to keep these toes at the back tucked because it can be quite easy to cheat in full splits by opening up in the hip. So having those back toes tucked just allows to keep those hips nice and square. And you might find you can slide that front leg forward. You might find you can slide that back leg back, pausing at your maximum. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And your next breath, inhale, press into the hands. See if you can just draw that back knee underneath the hip. Some nice little steps. And then when you're ready, bend back into your low lunge, hands on either side of this left leg. Options to take a flow or come to downward dog or child's pose. If you're taking a flow, come to your plank. Inhale. Exhale to lower. Any variation is good for you. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Pausing there. Option for child's pose. Good. Have one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Look between the hands. We're going to step the right foot between the hands this time. Coming straight to the other side. So lower that left leg. Have a moment here just to feel stable. So roll the shoulders back. Either hands to either side or hands to this right thigh. Feeling nice and proud in the chest. And then when you're ready, inhale, hands up and in line with the shoulders. And exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Gazing towards those left fingertips. Option to stay here, or to maybe think about drawing that left foot off the ground if you feel comfortable on this left hand side. And when you're ready, inhale, softly come back to center. And exhale, hands to either side of the right leg. Coming to those half splits, so straightening the right leg, walking the hands back. And then again, option to go slightly deeper here if you want to go to full Hanumanasana. Sliding that right foot forward, sliding the left leg back. So working with however feels good for you. You can keep a bent knee in the front there. You can think about just sitting slightly taller in your variation. Whatever feels good for you, always going to have one side better than the other. This is definitely my bad side. It's one that I don't practice as much, so it's very good for me to do. So pausing at your maximum. Have one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, walking the hands back forward, just encouraging that left knee back up towards the top of the mat if you've slid it back. And then when you're ready, hands to either side of this right foot, stepping back into your downward dog. Tailbone nice and high, just pedal through the feet, notice how the legs feel. Good. Have one more breath here, inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, take a nice big step with the feet at the back there. So come into a wide-legged downward dog and just allow the toes to come outwards, so about 45 degrees in the feet. Allow the chest just to sink slightly deeper towards the ground. You might even want to come onto the very tips of the fingers. Just to allow this openness through the chest. Have a breath, inhale. And then as you exhale, walk the hands to the back of the mat, coming into your Hamumanasana or Hindi squat. So knees are going in the same direction as the feet. Tailbone down towards the ground. See if you can draw your awareness from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. See if you can slow the breath down here. Good. Have one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Walk the hands back forwards into your final downward dog. So hands in line, index fingers facing forwards, hands in line with the shoulders. Walk those feet back in line with the hips, toes facing forwards. Make any movements that feel good. And your next exhale, slowly lower the knees down towards the ground. And crossing the legs or swinging the legs round to the side. Just coming down into the bum. Good. So from here, we're just going to extend the feet out in front of you. We've really been working into the hamstrings for this class. So just feel nice and stable on your sitting bones. Some people like to pull the flesh to either side. Just sit nice and tall. Have your hands to either side of the body in Dandasana. A staff pose, drawing that crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Have an inhale here. And as you exhale, draw that belly button into the spine as you forward fold, reaching forwards towards the tips of the toes. Maybe the outside of the feet, maybe the ankles or shins. Feel free to soften down here in any way that feels good. Yes and no, the head. Again, option to keep those knees bent if that feels more comfortable for you. Option to work on even just flexing the feet. Good. Have one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, we're going to come straight into plow pose, just the reverse option of this forward fold. So just scooch the bum forward. If you don't want to do that, you can just come straight down towards the ground. Just making sure there's some room behind you. We're going to rock back, fingertips onto the ground, just to encourage the feet to come up and over the head. So if you came to Wednesday's class, we did this then. So coming into your plow pose, either having the hands in the back of the spine, supporting the lower back, or hands down towards the ground. Keeping that chin tucked in towards the chest, and not moving the head when you're here. And you might find that you can take the toes all the way behind the head. Maybe they're touching the ground. Or maybe you feel more comfortable just to bend the knees. You can come to a shoulder stand if that feels better for you as well. If your hamstrings have had enough, you can extend the feet up towards the ground. Up towards the ceiling, sorry. Have one more breath in whatever inversion you feel most comfortable in here. Either plow or shoulder stand, or even just legs at wall. And then your next exhale, softly lower down towards the ground. You can support the lower back or hands towards the mat, whichever feels best for you. Lowering the bum down. And coming straight into a nice tight ball, hugging those knees in towards the chest. Pausing there. Have a breath here, inhale. And as you exhale, have the arms out nice and wide and take the knees over towards the right. Twisting through the spine, releasing that inversion. Pausing there. On your next breath, inhale, draw the knees back to center. And exhale over towards the other side. Right shoulder is down, maybe gazing over towards those right fingertips. Good. And then your next breath, inhale, softly come back to center. Just have the soles of the feet planted down towards the ground, toes facing forwards, knees in line with hips. We're going to press into bridge pose. So inhale, lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling, keeping those shoulders down. And if you feel comfortable here, you can have a bind underneath the spine just by linking those 10 fingers together, or maybe walking the shoulders closer together, just to find some lift here. Otherwise, working with your bridge, with how the body feels. Done a lot of forward folds today, so just counterbalancing this. Have one more breath, inhale. And on your next exhale, softening down towards the ground. And then making any movements that feel good for you, either drawing the knees into the chest, having any more twists. Stretching the whole body in opposite directions, feet up towards the top of the bottom of the mat. Having a yawn, whatever feels good. And when you're ready, just make your way into your Shavasana, feet as wide as the mat, palms facing upwards. Allow those shoulders to sink nice and deep towards the ground. Relax the jaw and the tongue. Relax the eyebrows. And just notice if you're still holding any tension in parts of the body. Are you able to soften the shoulders anymore down to the ground? Can you slow the breath back down? And maybe even just noticing those pauses between the breath, as we did at the beginning of class. Allow your body to be actively still here, and then just notice what arises in the mind when you give yourself time to be still. And finally, for these last few moments in Shavasana, just draw your mind back to your breath, your intention. See if you can keep it focused just on yourself, your body, your mind, your breath for these final few moments. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And when you're ready, just draw some awareness back into the body. Wiggle fingers and toes, roll ankles and wrists, rock the head from side to side. Maybe have a full body stretch or draw the knees into the chest. And when you're ready, softly roll over to one side, making your way up towards a seated position. Just finding some softness and stillness here in your seated position. If it feels good, have a sigh, have a release. Allow those shoulders to drop. Relax the jaw, the tongue, the eyebrows. Find a lightness and softness through the face. And on your next breath, inhale, extend the hands up towards the ceiling, drawing those palms back together. And exhale down the center line of the body to seal in your practice, pausing back in front of the heart. And thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know how you got on, especially with a few extra little bits there with the arm balance at the beginning and splits or Hanumanasana. But thank you so much for coming. Just to let you know that I am having a bit of a holiday, so there's no live classes next week, but I'll be sending out some videos today or tomorrow in my newsletter, so you'll have those to practice with just when I'm not here. But thank you so much for coming, and hopefully see you soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Al. Bye.
Bye.